This is revisiting Bloodbath by Vortrox. Obviously, I've been grinding Bloodbath for the past 44 days now, and Vortrox, I think, just went back to see if he could rebeat Bloodbath. I want to see how it went. I did not catch the streams, and I'll add my little takes on Bloodbath as we go along. So let's check it out.
I will be
And it's been a minute since we watched Vortrox, so let's go.
revisiting Bloodbath. It's been exactly 2 years since the stream where I verified Bloodbath on May 20th, 2024. Dang, bro, 2 years? I'm getting old, chat. The first thing I want to do is I want to re-watch my completion real quick. So this was my completion attempt. By the way, my worst fail in Bloodbath was 95%. No, 92% fails. So let's watch.
That's not bad. I feel like the absolute worst would be, again, 98% on the triple spike. That's not bad. Wow, he looks so different. W lock-in with the dono as well, very easily. Like, it's hard to say whether that donation was nefarious on purpose, but the timing was kind of impeccable, right? I feel like that may have been someone trying to make him choke. Yeah, I could learn something from this video. It's exciting.
Bro, good times, chat, good times. So yeah, the plan for today is I'm gonna revisit Bloodbath, get a bunch of runs, give my thoughts on how I feel about the level 2 years later, and I'm gonna try to rebeat it today. Yeah, you heard that right, chat. We are gonna try to rebeat Bloodbath today. Is it gonna happen?
I had an idea for this video. I've had it in my phone for a while, chat. I want to rebeat some of the levels I've already done. Would you want to see that?
I don't really know, but it's worth a try. Okay, so let's...
After Bloodbath, though, I want to see, like, how good my Bloodbath skill boost is. And then I want to go back and, like, rebeat some of the levels from, like, our Season 1 of TeejVeen playing GD.
Go to the servers and type in Bloodbath. Actually, no, this level has so much aura, I don't even need to type in anything. I could literally just sort by most
It could be cool.
And there you go,
See how
bro.
much better we got.
162 million downloads. That makes it the most...
I'm 161 of those. I have 160 or 161 million. I have 161 million different GD accounts so that people can't track my attempt counts.
Downloaded level by over 6 million, bro. An extreme demon is the most downloaded level, and people can't even beat it barely. I love how dramatic the description is. Whose
I can't beat it barely.
blood will be spilt in the Bloodbath? Who will the victors be? How many will survive? Good luck. Well, 2 years ago, I did survive, and we're gonna see if I can survive again today. So I'm thinking first...
This is really interesting. I'm excited to see, like, what parts he, like, is struggling with. And honestly, if... Don't spam or don't spoil this, chat, if you already know whether he rebeat it or not. I want to see, like, yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see the perspective of someone who's already beaten it and is, like, coming back.
We do, chat. We do a practice run. Actually, you know what? Let's do one attempt from 0 just to see what happens. Let's see. Am I more locked in now that it's been 2 years? Hopefully, I'm a little better at the game. Wait. Hold on. Oh, the ball always kills me. The ball always kills me, bro. So let's go in the practice.
Dude, the Wio ball is, like, not to be understated. It's tough.
So we got this beginning ship. Dude, we gotta just talk about this beginning ship. Is this not one of the most iconic parts in all of Geometry Dash history? Tell me I'm wrong. This
I mean, real. That's literally why I have it in my thumbnail.
section is so...
Well, like, when I made my thumbnail for this, like, Bloodbath live stream, I was just thinking, like, okay, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of this first part of Bloodbath because we're going to fail on it a lot. So, like, it makes sense that that would be, like, the most iconic, right? Because most people who boot up the level on Bloodbath, they're like me when I first started the game. They're probably like a Bloodbath 2%er or a Bloodbath 1%er. This probably, by definition, is the part of Bloodbath that most of the player base is familiar with.
So insanely popular.
Firsthand.
And then there's this little logo that comes up here. Holy iconic, bro. It's the freaking master icon. Yeah, right here. This icon is called master.
I didn't know that.
Created levels. Like, what an aura way.
I thought that was the signature for Wio Tio. Someone said that at some point. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's both.
To begin the most downloaded user level by featuring the icon.
Yeah, it's a big skill check, for sure.
Yeah, that's so aura, bro. People often ask me, like, Vortrox, what is your favorite extreme demon? And I always say Bloodbath. Like, it's just the perfect extreme demon. There's a reason this level's like 12 years old. Oh my god, is Bloodbath 12 years old? Chat, bro, we are old. The Bloodbath verification.
Don't worry. The great thing about being in the GD community is I'm always going to be older than anybody else.
Is 10 years
So no one's that old.
old. 10 years.
But I am Grand Elder
Years ago, August 12th, 2015. Oh my gosh, this year, 2026, it's gonna turn 11 years old. Double thud sound effect. Oh
What about EVW? Okay.
my gosh.
Fine.
Oh my goodness, bro. And what makes it even worse is when I first started playing Geometry Dash, it was about 10 years ago, and Bloodbath was the top one.
There's a chance some people in this chat are younger. Yeah, a very small chance.
When I started playing. So that means that I'm old, chat. Wait, no. But anyways, this ball, bro, oh my, I don't know. Like, even...
Wait, how old is Vortrox again? I forgot. I think he literally told me. I think he's like early 20s.
Even when I beat this level, I still don't fully understand this ball. Like, you kind of just spam through it. I don't know. It kind of just works.
He's not the youngest, but definitely not the oldest. Yeah, he's 22. Okay, yeah, that sounds right.
Doesn't really work. But there we go. We got through. And then there's the
I don't know about you.
Ship. I feel like doing this as my second ever Extreme Demon made me become like a really good ship player. Because I feel like I always complain about being bad at wave and stuff like that. But like ship game mode, I'm never really like bad at. Like I feel like ship is probably one of my strongest game modes. Then there's this ball. This ball is...
I'd agree with that. I feel like, I definitely feel like Bloodbath has gotten me a lot better at my like ship mechanics. I can see that transferring pretty easily. I feel like stuff like, some of the other stuff like UFO and Wave might not have as much like transferable mechanical skill to it, if I had to guess. Again, I haven't played a lot, so I don't know, but I can kind of see ship being a little more general purpose.
It's super iconic. What a perfect ball part. Like, I know it's simple, but that's like what makes it so good. Like, they just did it right.
Fortrox looks like he's 14 genuinely. What do you mean by that?
Right. And then, oh, chat, you know what part's coming next. The triple spike now. Editor, roll the clip real quick. Triple spike now. Okay.
Bro's just like me for real.
Context though, if you've played Bloodbath, you know that Michigan's part, which starts right here with these triple spikes, is the literal hardest thing ever for no reason.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, why am I doing it? Okay, wait, that was actually a good attempt. But dude, this part is by far the hardest thing in Bloodbath, and I was dying to it literally all day long leading up to that moment. So that's my defense, chat, okay? My original worst crash out ever.
I mean, I definitely think like Michigan, Crack, Etzer. Actually, arguably, I feel like Crack would probably be the easiest to return. I feel like Michigan and Etzer have a bit more like kind of cheeky parts to them. But I feel like if you played even like higher level Extreme Demons with ship gameplay, I feel like Crack would be the less egregious of those three. Am I crazy?
Ever.
To someone coming back and rebeating
This part is so bad, especially the UFO. But I was especially mad about the triple spikes, so they're not even that hard. But oh my gosh, wait, I actually just got through Michigan's part. Yo, chat, am I cracked?
Bros on Crack? Yes, the classic joke.
All right, let's see. We got some wave gameplay here. Oh, I'm killing it, though. What is this part? This is a Vasium right here. But then the second hardest part of Bloodbath comes up, which is Crack, which is just a lot of straight fly. But dude, not gonna lie, I'm pretty good at straight fly now. Is this one attempt?
Yeah.
One attempt, Crack. Yo, we're so
That doesn't surprise me.
Today. Do I remember how to do this part? Oh, not really. Ooh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, this freaking a Sonic is like all memory, and that like it's all like click patterns and stuff. That makes sense. That sight reading it might give a little bit of trouble.
UFO. Ooh, how do you do this part? Ooh, I don't remember to do this part. Wait, bum. See, but the UFO is like stubborn, bro. There's a specific click pattern for this part. I'm gonna have to relearn, but some start position practice.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1.
This should be easy. Okay, and then this ball people say is pretty easy, but I'm pretty sure I died here from 0. Ooh, hey Sonic, no.
That's a fake, bro. That's a fake.
I fell for the fake orb. You don't hit the blue orb. All right, you spam and then skip that one, and then.
Evasium's underrated. I do agree. I think for a new player, Evasium is it's a little trickier than one might let on, but it's become a lot more automatic as I've practiced the other parts.
And the break,
sure.
Everybody's favorite break, and then boom, Etzer's part. This, ooh, chat, is Etzer's part harder than earlier in Crack Straight Fly? Because I'm gonna.
Yes, I think it is. I think that, again, if I'm thinking about it from the perspective of someone coming back to it, I feel like Etzer just has a little less of a non-intuitive flow to it. Whereas Crack, I feel like if you have the ship skill developed, like it flows so naturally. In fact, I know like it's one of like mechanically one of the most difficult parts of Bloodbath, but I would argue that it probably has some of the most intuitive flow of the whole level. So for like a higher level player where like your bottleneck is not mechanical skill, it probably, it like flows like water. It's easy.
Like Crack is not
for them
anymore. This part though, chat, I remember I used to say too that this was my least favorite part of the level decoration wise because it's a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, like this whole UFO part is very weird. I think this takes like this feels like you need to develop muscle memory. It doesn't really feel right, in my opinion.
Parts. Like, especially like down here when like, look at all like the glows. Like they're kind of like not overlapping in the right way.
This next part, I would argue, isn't the main offender, but certainly, getting into the exit into the straight fly with like the orb section, that gets a little weird. Like this part's pretty free in my opinion.
Like I know this level is literally almost 11 years old now. So of course not every part is gonna.
Yeah, and even like this swoop is kind of weird, but I think for like a player returning, probably fine. But like the timings, these press timings are just like, they're interesting.
They look like visually great, but for the most part, every part of this level still looks amazing. This is
Learny versus simple gameplay. Yeah, for sure.
One of the only parts that I'd say it's like kind of aged a little bit poorly. And it's freaking hard. Oh boy, I forgot about this. When you do the orbs and then you do the straight fly. Oh boy, what a good level though, chat. Yeah,
but I would say those are the two make or break points of Etzer. The first part, UFO. into the portals is pretty muscle memory heavy, and then obviously like the feel of those orbs into the straight fly that we just discussed. Those are the 2 parts. Everything else in the middle is like fine.
So hyped to be playing this again. And then the wave, yo, I remember this wave part I used to think was impossible because I was...
Fortrock said this part's the hardest for new players because you need to understand the physics of Geometry Dash better for a part like this advanced. Yeah, I agree with that. I think I even saw this like when Connix was streaming yesterday. He was talking about how UFO is like kind of a weird game mode and kind of chokeable because like it's just like the gameplay can feel like very variable. I don't really understand why at a deep level, but once he said that, I was like, yeah, I kind of feel that for UFO. I think UFO is just kind of tough.
I was bad at wave.
You require a lot of like deep understanding, whether intuitive or like innately thoughtful, of just like the handling of the UFO. I feel again, I think it's the most variable of like ship is pretty tight. Wave is obviously very snappy because like within like the press it like happens immediately. Ship, it's almost like a mini, or like a UFO, it almost has a mini swing nature to it where like there's a bit of like momentum to the movement.
Now I'm...
Which I guess ship has that a bit too, but UFO, it just feels weirder.
like a little better at wave.
In my opinion.
It's tight, but no, this ship is way worse though. This almost made me not beat the level because I was like, dude, this part's too hard. I can't do this. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and that makes sense too. Like if your clicks are off for UFO, like your freaking pathing is off, that makes sense.
Like once you learn it, it's not that bad. Yeah, there.
With ship, it feels like sometimes depending on like what the layout is, you can kind of like, I found this even with Vermilion. The more I practiced Vermilion, when I first learned it, it felt like my clicks had to be so precise. But as my ship gameplay got better, the way that I could just kind of like play out like a bad hand basically was kind of crazy. Like it feels like you have a little more skill expression in ship, whereas with UFO, you're kind of locked into where your guy's going.
There we go. And then that would have been a 92% death if it was from 0. Just chat, remember, when I beat Bloodbath originally, the 92 curse didn't exist
that makes
yet.
sense.
I beat Phobos after Bloodbath. Now that I have the 92% curse, we got to be really careful with this part if I'm trying to rebeat this today. Wait, what is the strategy here? I actually don't even...
I feel like this click on this blue orb is surprisingly chokeable. It's become automatic for me, but I wouldn't be surprised. It feels like it's easy to drop
remember
it.
how to do this part. And then the most aura part of Bloodbath, the finale. My worst fail was right in this straight fly, I'm pretty sure. 95%.
Dude, I believe that this straight fly is the devil. GG boy, you're messed up for that.
95%! Oh my god. Oh, I had a feeling I was gonna die to that straight fly. Oh. Okay, do I remember how to do the ball memory? I think you go like bum 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 bum. Should I go for Michigan route? I just got it first.
This GG boy ball is pretty intuitive once you learn it.
That's when you normally with this you go down, you do the triple spike. What?
Typically for me, once I get past that straight fly, the rest of GG boy is automatic.
What if I try to do the Michigan route where you go up and then you get like the special thing? Should I do the Michigan route today? Yes or no? It's risky because it's a lot harder, but like I think I could do it. So I think the smart thing to do now that I know a little bit more about Extreme Demons is type in Bloodbath start pause. Cause dude, I was such a noob back when I was playing Bloodbath. I didn't know about practicing levels backwards and like using start positions. I was just straight practice moding it back then. Like Bloodbath was my second Extreme Demon. Dude, look how many extremes I have now. 32 Extreme Demons, chat, 33 counting Fallen Horizon and 34 counting Time Extreme.
Probably a lot of those from the frickin' the 3-hour Vortrox is 100 Days with Extreme Demons video, right?
All right, so with the start pause copy, I guess let's just work our way backwards. So can I do this last part? No 95 deaths. Look a little too early there. But yeah, bro, look at the text. Your blood.
Extreme Demons are hard, chat.
Wait, where was the rest of the text? And then we did the Michigan route W. All right, so that's 93 to 100. We'll take that. You know, I wonder if it says your blood and that's it here, because this part is supposed to be like made out of your blood. Like these blocks were forged with your blood. That's kind of aura. Wait, I fell down. Chad, if I fall down on accident, I'm just gonna beat it like that. I'm gonna aim for the Michigan route though. All right, let's go back, I guess, to right here. Ooh, okay, a little bit weird. Wait, what?
My current best run to 170. I mean, it's literally in the bottom left of your screen. It's 71 to 100.
Why are these timings weird? And then the wave spam, and then the ship.
I don't think Havoc's that bad. Again, it's another, like, Havoc, I've said before, I think Havoc is actually kind of low-key. The ball is a little weird at the beginning of it, but I think it's low-key one of the easiest parts of the level.
It's so bad, bro.
Once you've learned it.
Oh, never mind.
G-Iron's weird, but it's gotten a lot more consistent. So probably slightly less difficult than like the big three, Etzer, Crack, Michigan.
Oh, I did 82 to 92. Only once though.
But definitely, in my opinion, G-Iron is like the hardest part of like the last like the post Etzer section of the level.
I gotta get through that at least twice more, bro. Oh no, I tried to click. It's a blue pad. Boom! 82 to 100, chat. What can I say, bro? Okay, bro,
and still Michigan route, not bad.
Speed run this. Let's see how long it takes me. I mean, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I want to be able to
Guys, you haven't been here for a while. I say it like G-Iron. Deal with it. Deal with it. Sunglasses. I say shit the way I want.
This today, but I'm gonna give it my all, okay? This part I used to struggle with, bro. This UFO is hard. Like, it's specifically these beginning couple clicks. I don't know why they used to kill me so bad back then. Ah, dude, I fumbled that. You gotta be careful with the UFO. Revisit Phobos. Chat, if you guys end up liking the revisiting Bloodbath video on Vortrox 2, I'll do revisiting Phobos because actually...
Yo, W, he promoted it to his main channel. Chat, I want to, like, dude, I get it. A lot of these, like, new gen, they like having their second channel because, like, I've heard this sentiment with YouTube. Like, people are afraid of, like, posting, like, just whatever on their main channel. Bro, I want that stuff to dissolve. I hate all this like second channel, live channel, all this stuff. I understand strategically why it makes sense for content creators, but I feel like we would live in such a better reality if people would just rip whatever on main. I feel like that's like so based. That's why I just kind of rip whatever. Is it the best thing like business strategy wise? Probably not, but I think it's like good for like your mental health and just kind of like being able to trust your own intuition as a creative person.
The anniversary for that is coming up in a month as well. Bro, all right, 70 to 94.
Yeah, again, that's not shots fired, me attacking any creator. Like a lot of creators do that. I'm hating the game more than the player themselves. Like, I wish that wasn't a thing.
Low-key good enough. I'm not gonna over-practice it. We're gonna test our luck. I just need to, like, warm up, you know? If you beat it today, Bloodlust. Bro, chill out with Bloodlust, chat. Let me beat Cycles X first. Low-key, I'm good enough. Let's do this with Ball now. I always like this part. I think this is a cool part by A Sonic. And then you got...
Yeah, dude, a Sonic's so fun once you learned it. Like, I've talked about this before on stream. Like, I literally, like, my eyes unfocus, and I'm literally just, like, clicking. And I feel like I've become Geometry Dash Cube.
The break. If you die in the break, you're bad. Ah, I don't know why I keep dying to this UFO. 60 to 85. Chat,
it
yo,
can be weird.
I'm kind of killing it, bro. It literally, you know how long it took me to get like 60 to 100 back then on Bloodbath? Let's go check. So day 1 of Bloodbath was on April 23rd, 2024. So it took me about a full month to beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it took me 17 streams to beat total. So like on day 1, bro, I played for an hour and 40 minutes. What was my best record? Dude, there's not even timestamps. Somebody said I got 52 to 73. I guess that's the best I did, bro. And I just did that in like 10 minutes now.
W skill boost.
Bruh, all that just died right there. Okay, let's go back to this part. I want to do this part.
Dude, I've talked about this before. The Etzer transition out of that auto section is so hard. Like, you spend so much time learning Etzer basically just from like probably most start pauses are at like 71. It's so hard to get the feel for it out of that auto. I mean, in general, like, I think that's a bit of a trope I'm not crazy about in levels. I think it kind of runs against like developing flow-based muscle memory, which is definitely the kind of player that I'm more akin to. The same thing that can be said like going into Michigan, since there's an auto part right before Michigan. It just gives you more time to get out of the flow of playing the level and more time to get in your head thinking about the hard section you have to play. So that's why I think like getting into Etzer and getting into Michigan can be like you literally have to practice the transition itself versus just playing it from like the beginning of the section. It's so weird.
Oh, I just did that part. Wait, okay, that's actually pretty easy. Dude, it's coming back to me, chat.
Versus I prefer like, if people are listening to this right now and they're level creators, I kind of just wish that the level just flowed the whole time, to be honest.
No, it's been 2 years, but like...
I get that auto also exists to kind of give the player a break, but for me, it just takes me out of it.
It's still in my muscle memory. I didn't even have to like really do a ton of practice. I already get this part now. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Chat, it's coming back to me, bro. Back in the Bloodbath days. Yo, who remembers when I dedicated an attempt to Kate Winslet and I got like a new best of like, what, 70 or something like that?
When Vortrox was playing Erebus, he said the hardest part was the part coming out of the 8-second title screen. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all.
This attempt is for Kate Winslet. Yo, Kate Winslet is what's up.
Do you guys think that if I reached out to her, Kate Winslet would be willing to come onto the stream and talk to us about a few things?
Kate Winslet from Titanic.
I feel like auto parts should be 1 second or less. I'd buy that, yeah. Like a really small auto part, just enough to kind of give you a respite, but not enough to let you like fully lock out. I'd buy that. She was in Titanic.
What? Yo, shout out Kate Winslet. Why did that work? Kate Winslet was the most OP dedicated attempt back then. Dang, bro.
Damn, y'all know who Kate Winslet is? Y'all are really new gen. It's crazy.
Still can't go
No
good
hate.
at Etzer. That's one thing I just never got fully good at is this UFO right here. But you know, with 2 years of extra skill, hopefully I can learn what I was doing.
All right, some of you do.
All right, how about we do
Nice.
crack again? I know I got through it in one attempt in practice mode, but I want to like make sure I actually know what I'm doing here. So it's just a lot of straight fly based.
The truth come out? Vortrox doing crack again?
Wow, there's no way I get through this again. All right, never mind. I don't think I have to worry about crack. Wow, I am crack.
Nah, bro, crack's really starting to click for me. Like, the flow of crack, it just makes sense.
At crack. And I'm on.
For the longest time, I was kind of choking on the final part, like, you know, because you're swooping down kind of through those uneven teeth, but then, like, you have to swoop up right before the 52%, like, orb presses. I kept dying at, like, the end of that part, and then, like, I was practicing it yesterday, and I just kept, like, getting crack clears, and I was like, damn, not bad, bro.
Crack. Just kidding. Let's go do Evasium. This part's the slow, scary gray part. One of the only parts that's not red in Bloodbath.
It gets consistent for
still has
sure.
red. And it's actually not bad. Bro, I'll tell you what though, this part in Bloodlust is like so hard. They like really buffed this part in Bloodlust for some reason. Like these waves.
Oh my
so
god, yeah,
But
the
in
wave looks
Bloodbath-
crazy.
Oh, don't even worry about that. Wow.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
sure the
believe we get
nerves
through that
after
part.
crack,
Oh, you
I
gotta
can
watch
only
out for this
imagine.
click though. Don't get too excited. If you get through that part, you can still die to this click. It's happened to me, bro. It's happened to me.
I'm saying, dude, I died of that click so much.
All right, chat. I really don't want to do it, but I have to do Michigan's part. No triple spikes. This part is so nerve-wracking, dude. Oh, and the ball clicks are so bad, too. Yeah, there's...
Yeah, our current best run from 0 is literally 27%, which you guessed it, is halfway through that stupid Michigan straight fly.
2 ways of...
Genuinely, I think if we get past the Michigan straight fly today, we genuinely could get a run where we just fully clear
doing
Michigan.
the ship. So after the
But that straight fly from 0 is so
triple
chokeable.
spikes, you could rather jump into the ship portal and do the straight fly, or the other option is you start at the bottom and go up. I don't really know which one's harder or easier. But one thing I will say, though, is that in this ball, I've always been so upset by this. So here it's black spike with red one in the middle, black spike with red in the middle. Same with over here. Bro, there's literally one spike that a visual bug happened to, and the black spike
I didn't even notice that, and then like my chat brings it up like pretty much every other stream
went
now.
over the red one, so it's just a black spike. Riot! It's been 11 years, bro. I've always been so annoyed by that visual bug. It just looks ugly, and like it like low-key distracts me. Like I remember
I feel like the Michigan UFO is tough, and again, to be fair, like I'm talking about this as someone who has not cleared Michigan from 0 yet, so I don't have that full context. But I feel like, in my opinion, going back to what I was saying about like going into hard parts with like super long autos before them, I feel like by the time you get through the Michigan straight fly, at least for me, like when I've been running attempts of Michigan, I feel like I'm in like my brain is in the flow of doing the Michigan part. The problem with like before the straight fly is like you're still like your brain's still kind of like calibrating to doing Michigan. Again, my opinion might change as I do Michigan attempts from 0, but I found typically with my practice, by the time I clear the straight fly, like my brain's like, oh yeah, we're doing Michigan now. And it's just kind of like doing the inputs, you know?
I used to die to the ball all the time because I'd be focused on like you. Look at how the one spike is layered improperly. I gotta be careful with that wave part. I used to struggle with
But
that.
at least for me, it just
Michigan
takes my
part is
brain
just-
time to be like, okay,
his
this is what we're
parts
doing
were
right
always
now.
just so difficult in every extreme demon he built in because they were just like weird. But it makes for a very memorable part of a very memorable level, so. W Michigan. Bro, what? Is there a bug right here, chat? How did I just die? I do remember there being kind of like a start position.
That's crazy.
Here. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen from 0. Anyways, let's do this ball into Michigan, and then not gonna lie, bro. I think
Yeah, the
about ready
first
to go
jump of
from 0.
Michigan is like,
Ooh.
again, I also just think like it's a weird timing, but also like you just have so much time. You finally clear like Weo Weo Tio and Vermilion. So like naturally you're just kind of like, oh, wow, I have an actual run now. Uh-oh, time for Michigan. And it's just like, yeah, it's easy to like overanalyze and kind of overthink
Okay,
it.
that's-
Even in like those like the heartbeat of a second.
The beginning of Bloodbath, I'm pretty warmed up on because I used to die here plenty, so I got a lot of practice here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ball is weird. See, I just did it in one attempt right there, but like I know I can't do that consistently. Okay, wait,
It
now
is
I just did it
weird.
twice in a row. All right, wait. Maybe I just
W?
locked in. Maybe my brain just suddenly remembered how to do that part. You know what? Let's bank on that. Are you ready to repeat Bloodbath and try the Michigan routes? Bro, wait, why are y'all talking about me, bro? Wait, what the heck? Like if you hope Vortrox dies at 92.
Could you imagine Vortrox doing Bloodlust? Has he not done Bloodlust yet? I feel like that's probably good for his skill level right now, no?
Percent.
He should.
Dislike.
That'd be a movie.
Much the dog. Dislike. I'm not done at 92%. Hey, Vordy Bordy. Vortrox will rebeat this today. Thank you, GD Namone, for your belief. Lol, he might die at 92. Dislike. 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 Like. Nah.
He hasn't beaten a level harder than Sonic Wave. Yeah, but I feel like if I beat Sonic Wave, I would feel comfortable taking on Bloodlust. Maybe I'm crazy.
Bro, yo, why yo liking this dude's comment, bro? And that's 4 likes. Yo, not cool, bro. Vortrox's buns. You're
Oh, he hasn't done Sonic Wave yet. Okay, I misunderstood.
gonna die in 1 second. You poo bad? All right, no. I'm gonna prove all of you guys wrong. I'm gonna prove my haters wrong. Bro, how are my own fans also my haters? Watch this, chat. Let's beat Bloodbath right here, right now. 2 years later, man. And we're not gonna die to Michigan's triple spikes. Oh, wait, this is actually a really good first.
I still think about that clip that I saw of Zoink's stream. Like, I think it was a few weeks ago now, where like a chatter asked him to beat Bloodbath first try and he did. And I feel like that just exemplifies how the disparity of difficulty in this game is just insane.
15%. I got nervous at the ship. Okay. Let's get the Michigan. How about that? I am playing Bloodbath. I will get to Michigan, and I'm not gonna die to the freaking triple spikes or any of the ball clicks or even the wave.
Oh my god, is this the run?
What is happening right now? Oh! No! I died in the beginning of a crack, yo! 45%! Chat! Look, I told y'all I was gonna prove y'all wrong, bro. 43 just like that. Dude, I got nervous in Crack's part. Oh, I got nervous. But yeah, Bloodbath is just a legendary.
Are you friends with Vortrox? I'd consider us friends. We've had a couple of meaningful conversations, and I think that he's a great creator and good vibes. I'd say so, yeah.
Well, it's such a big part of GD history. And I like how it's also usually a part of like every individual Geometry Dash player's journey. Like pretty much every top player, they all had Bloodbath as like a big milestone demon. Myself included. I mean, it was my second ever demon, my first time making like a story video. Well,
oh no, my streamer is parasocial too? No, like we've talked on like Discord, like in a Discord call. It's not a parasocial connection would be like, oh, I watch Vortrox's videos all the time. Wow. Like no, we've talked like person to person. You understand? I'm not saying this to flex. I'm saying because like that's not parasocial.
Oh, I guess second, because stereo extreme.
Like, have you guys talked to people in real life before?
But, you know, Zoink, I think, fluked this in, like, 800 attempts or something stupid, which proved that he was, like, way above other people, because, you know, I took 18,000 attempts. Zoink took 800. Whatever, Zoink! It definitely is interesting to see, though, how this level went from being, like, that impossible level to just being, like, a stepping
Yeah, parasocial is me acting like I know Tej because I've gifted subs before. By the way, W gifted.
stone in people's journeys. Like, wow. Like, fun fact about Bloodbath, this level literally took, like, I want to say...
Yeah, parasocial is a one-sided connection. That's a much better way to put it.
Like, 8 months or something like that for the first victor after Riot verified it. Like, dude, 8 months.
People on Reddit think he's childish because they hate fun. Yeah, I've seen that Vortrox gets a lot of haters, but I'll be honest, everybody gets a lot of haters online. I wouldn't, like... heed them any mind. I mean, I also see that like Connix gets the same kind of haters because people are just like, oh, bro is, you know, clip farming, or like, oh, like people just don't like it when people express themselves in authentic and genuine ways. And so like, if you're comfortable enough in your own skin to like make a silly face like Vortrox or Connix does, people will look at that as a sign of weakness and then feel some type of way about it and try to tear you down, even though they're just projecting their own insecurity. Because if anyone in real life ever saw them try to make a silly face, they would literally evaporate where they stand. Like they will never know how to connect with others in a genuine, authentic way. And that's why they make it their life's goal to try and tear others down, because they're so desperately uncomfortable in their own body and their own skin. It's depressing.
Months, and not one other person in the world could beat this level after it came out. Like, that's how hard this was.
So chat, you should
now it's just like, now I'm like,
catch
yeah,
some
I'm gonna
whimsy
repeat
and
Bloodbath
just
for one day
be
for fun.
yourself.
It's like, it's crazy.
It's good for you.
How time changed. Yo, I'm dying to this ball, low-key. Okay, let me go back and do that. Maybe I'm just yapping too much, but wait, why is this actually hard? Let's just do one more star pause run of like every part, and then I'll go from playing from 0 again.
I'm Whimsy Incarnate? Hell yeah, bro.
41 to 66. Okay. That's okay. That's
one of the main reasons I stream and I act a fool sometimes is like I'm trying to lead by example. I want the people who watch me to understand that being yourself and sharing who you are and sharing what you care about, like that's not cringe. That's not corny. That's what makes you feel like a person. When we forget that we can do that is when we feel our most miserable. Again, I've talked about this a million times on stream, but that is why a lot of people feel socially alienated, socially isolated, majorly depressed in this day and age, is because everybody is trying so hard to come off as nonchalant or cool or unbothered. And yeah, you can have that external presence. You can have that persona that like, oh, nothing ever bothers me. But the cost for that is you feel like you are betraying yourself on the inside, and you might not notice it a week from now, a month from now. But years down the line, if you ever introspect, you'll feel, man, I feel deeply empty and crappy inside. Why is that? And it's because you're too afraid to share aspects of yourself that you need fundamentally in order to connect with other people. You've done it to yourself effectively. You've created the bridge, or not the bridge, the huge gap inside of you between you and others. You did it, no one else. It was exacerbated by the way like social media and all this stuff exists, but you were the one who was driving the wedge deeper between you and others. So at some point you need to heal that part of you and be able to do stuff like this and like not worry about someone being like, bro, that was crazy. Like when you're able to do that and not worry about like how people react to it, you free yourself, you free your mind, you free the limitations that you and society have imposed on yourself. Bro, that was crazy. It is what it is.
I'm just trying to get through every part one time now, just to refresh my memory one more time, and we're gonna grind from 0.
I can't just tell y'all. I need to show you sometimes. If I just tell you, you don't get it. When I do it, you get it.
Yeah, we are gonna beach Bloodbath.
People don't enjoy others being happy. Let me just push back slightly on that, because I think you have most of the words right. Miserable people don't enjoy others being happy. People do. Miserable people don't enjoy others being happy. And unfortunately, online, miserable people get the spotlight. Unfortunately. No, not your bad. Not your bad. I just wanted to gently guide that, because I think that there's a certain innate altruism that all of us have in our hearts. And I think part of what exacerbates the difficulties we all have interpersonally is because we assume that everybody is evil, everybody's bad. But that is part of like that's why people start being assholes and dicks to others, is because they assume the worst out of others. And that's another important part of why you need to touch grass, because if you're online all the time, you certainly will assume the worst in others.
Oh, wait, are you actually serious? Yo, that was 60 to 99. Oh, you can't be serious, bro. I tried doing the Michigan click and I fumbled it and I got nervous. Oh, all right. 60 to 99. I mean, good run, but anyways. Although, you know what I do want to do?
Anyway, Vortex Bloodbath, huh?
Bloodbath. So then it'll show when I get a new best. Let's play from 0 again. And now every time I die, I'll get a new best. 30%. Okay, we died to the UFO. Expected. This
Dude, I would love a
UFO
30%.
is known as being so incredibly difficult. I would say hardest part of Bloodbath. These timings are so incredibly difficult. Ah, dude, it's so hard, dude. All right, hold on. Let's go do Michigan again. Dude, it's weird. Even though, like, I've literally already beaten this level 2 years ago, I still get nervous when I get to Michigan's part from 0. Like, this part is just, like, naturally nerve-wracking. All right, we got through it twice real quick. All right, now back to Bloodbath again. Ah, you know what? I'm starting to think that jumping into the ship portal makes it a little easier than waiting and then flying back up. Okay, we're in Evasium again. We got through Michigan.
Nice. Ooh, big clear here.
Holy crap! All right, lock in. Let's fluke it. Oh, of course, Etzer would kill me. This UFO, I never got good at. This is the one part in Bloodbath, even after I beat it, I was never fully consistent. I don't know what it is. I just cannot get these 4 UFO clicks. Dang, man, 71.
Again, I think most of it is coming out of that auto. Like, I think that the level design is not set up to help you succeed here. So unless, like, you have this, like, the classic, like, pianist trick of, like, don't practice it until you can get it right. Practice it until you can't get it wrong. And you're labbing like that out of the auto and you can get it right like 100 times in a row, I feel like it's always going to be a little wonky.
Chat, yo, let's try to lock in. Let's get 70 to 100. Let's get the level down to 2 runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, 70 to 100.
Wow, and he's still doing Michigan.
Okay. Yo, we got Bloodbath down to 2 runs. How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for exactly 1 hour, bro. In an hour, I got Bloodbath 0 to 70 and 70 to 100. Dude, that literally, oh my gosh. Yo, chat, how about this? This attempt is for Kate Winslet. If you know, you know, bro.
I know now.
Oh, I went to the bottom. Didn't I literally say I wanted to jump into it? That was my own fault. Kate Winslet and a Michigan death. Chat, it's starting to feel like 2024 again. Dude, it's about to storm. The trees are like blowing sideways out there. Chat, it wasn't even supposed to rain today. What is this? Gina.
This was designed to be top 1 at the time, don't forget, so they probably put the auto parts in knowing it would throw people off. No, for sure. Like, I think that can probably philosophically be something that a level creator does, but I've talked about this in many different flavors and colors before on stream. I prefer levels where it's like the creator isn't actively trying to sabotage the player. They're just trying to make the level mechanically difficult. So I would say from my perspective, adding something like that to get the player out of the flow of the level, that's not interesting. That's not an interesting difficulty metric to me as a player. I would prefer that they just like the whole level flowed well, but it was just mechanically challenging the whole way throughout versus like little gimmicky things like that. If it is indeed true that they added those auto parts to mess up the player, which I don't think, that sounds a little subjective. I don't know if that was concrete the reason why they did it. But if we're talking about that in the case where they actually did that with a specific purpose to mess the player's flow up, I think I disagree philosophically with that choice as a level creator trying to make a level that is engaging purely based off of the difficulty mechanics within it.
She texted me. She said she can't even drive right now. Bro, huge thunderstorm about to hit me, bro. Chat.
They most likely did that for sync. Yeah, I think it more likely they did that to like, if the parts didn't flow perfectly, that kind of helped sync it with the music. Yeah, for sure.
Yo, I just heard thunder.
For sure.
Oh no. All right, new challenge, chat. Beat Bloodbath before the thunderstorm ruins my stream. Chat, we gotta lock in. Lock in quick. No! Chat, this might be a rare occurrence. My cat Harvey might be coming in. He's right back there. Chat, Harvey, don't be afraid of the storm, son. Oh, poor thing. He's scared. He hasn't really seen a thunderstorm in a while. Rare Harvey spotting. Harvey is rare to see in my streams and videos. You guys know that. Ah, Vasium got me. I was feeling a little weird about these pink orbs. Let me go do those. This UFO is really satisfying once you learn it. I'm glad my muscle memory like kept it. Okay, 34 to 79. The straight fly here got me. Okay. Ah, Michigan's UFO. Dude, how did I get all those good runs before? I'm stuck at Michigan. This is bringing me right back to 2024.
Bang.
Oh, come.
Dude, I bet it feels so good from zero when you clear Michigan. Like, that's probably part of the difficulty. Like, I don't know. Again, I haven't done it yet, but I feel like it's less about, like, the nerve control at that point going into Vasium, and it's more just, like, your brain shooting off all the dopamine. If it's just like, I just cleared Michigan from zero. I just cleared Michigan from zero. And needing to calm that down, you know? It, like, having to calm down the excitement versus having to calm down, like, the, oh, crap, now I got to lock in. Versus probably by the time, like, you're into a Vasium, that's where, like, the negative nerve control starts coming back, where it's like, oh no, don't choke, don't choke.
Come on. This stupid, look at how close this little miniature spike literally hit me by a pixel. Okay, bro.
Rip.
Ah! This UFOs actually make me mad, chat. Like, it's not that hard. It's just like, it's so easy to get nervous there from zero. That's the issue with it. Okay, let's lock back in from zero. I did the UFO a couple times. Let's see what we can do, man.
Big run.
What? My audio just cut off, and I think I got muted, and then my game lagged. Are you serious? I think my microphone got unplugged. What? Why did that happen? Are you kidding? Dude,
I hate this click. When you're spamming through the wave part and like you're one click off, and then you just like, you have a misplaced click right out of this portal. It's so frustrating.
Died to a bug? Are you serious? All right, first we died to a lag spike, and then we died to a bug. Oh, come on with the UFO. All right. I'm actually stuck in Michigan, and the one time I did get through it. No, the two times I rather lagged or a bug happened. What is my luck right now? Oh my God.
This makes me even more confident in our decision to start doing more runs from zero, because it's going to take such a process for us to get comfortable with Michigan clears from zero. Like the course of a long time, or not a long time necessarily, but like we need to be getting in runs from zero every day to build up that part of our brain. Like I've talked about this before. It's like maybe half of it is consistency at this point, but like we've been working on consistency. Now it's all about developing nerve control, and less nerve control, more confidence. And the more we get runs from zero, the more confidence I'll be able to build up for like, okay, when I get like, you know, because I tense up on Weo ball on some runs, especially if I get a mind block and I start overthinking it, you know? So that's just like reps in, reps out. That's always going to be the greatest thing that anyone can do.
Michigan Sports!
For consistency, but also confidence. It's the 2 C's. Has anyone ever said that? The 2 C's of Geometry Dash levels, or learning Geometry Dash levels? Consistency, confidence. Here, you can take that. Write that down.
Oh my gosh, bro, this UFO is impossible. This UFO is impossible. I'm able to get to Michigan, but I just can't get past it. Oh.
That's also a painful way to die on Evasium.
Wait, why is there one bush sticking up higher than all the other ones? Are you serious? That's so stupid. Look. If I get rid of hitboxes, bro, you would never even know that was there. That's so lame, bro.
It's funny how I practice these parts of Bloodbath so much. Like, whenever he dies in a spot, I'm just like, yep, been there.
But yeah, a little update. I'm looking outside right now, and the rain looks like it already stopped. But it still looks very gloomy. It could return. Maybe the storm ended before I was able to beat Bloodbath because I'm stuck in Michigan's part! Oh my god, I'm actually, what? I'm stuck at the
It's okay, Vortrox. Even Doggy dies at Vermilion Ball.
ball? Oh, sure, this triple spike. This is not even like the triple spike. Oh my god, yo, I'm getting mad. I'm actually getting mad, chat. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Cycles Ball.
UFO! Oh my god. UFO, Bloodbath, Michigan! God darn it! Dude, does this level just naturally make people angry? Like, I haven't even been this angry at stuff I've beaten that's way harder than it. And I'm rebeating this, bro. I've already beaten this. I don't
know. I've heard a lot of people get super angry at Bloodbath. I would say that, like, I can't imagine this from, because I've never really gone back and rebeat a level. I feel like the tilt that you get from trying to beat a level that you've already beaten before is probably more palpable, because I find that even with, like, skills. Like, I've talked about this before. It's like if you ever play a sport or anything and then you don't play the sport for a while and you come back to it and you're worse at the sport because you haven't practiced it. There's a part in your brain of your ego that's like, wait, but I at one point was so good at this that I was able to do it automatically. Why do I have to work at it again? And so I can see the emotional turmoil that your ego has to experience going back on a level that you've beaten before. Like, it's definitely poking at that part of your brain and self a lot harder than when you're, like, you know, going for a new hardest or whatever.
I just can't believe it. What am I doing? Bro, with the freak. Ah, Michigan! Oh my gosh, why is there even a bug here, bro? I don't even remember that being in the level. I'm literally doing it right, but my wave momentum's going up. So, oh yeah, you actually died now. Dude, literally, I haven't been through this part in like 30 minutes. And last time I did get through it, my computer lagged and made me die. Are you serious? Oh, okay. You want to mess with me, triple spikes? Oh, you don't want to play with me, bro. You do not want to play with me right now.
I love his gamer glasses, bro. I gotta get a pair.
Oh, crack got me, chat. Crack. Dang, bro. All right, 48. Good.
Oh, did Vortrox just go live? We'll see y'all.
Dude, I got nervous, bro. My heart rate's almost at 100 again.
Salute. Bye.
Serious Map 21 with the $50 donation over here. Quick, helpful message from Serious Map. Calm down, bro.
50 buck dono.
Right, let me hear you out. It is an extreme demon. They haven't played in 2 years. You're a heck of a GD player, but unless you're Zoink, no one will have any consistency without playing for that long. I love him.
Real.
You know what? Thank you, Serious Map 21.
This is what I've been saying. Like, a lot of people argue that for, like, when you're jumping to levels, you aren't developing new skill. It's just muscle memory. But I would argue that that's, like, most of the game anyway. Like, that's just how most people's brains work. That's why, like, people like Zoink are kind of different, because most people's brains, like, your brain does that on purpose. It's like, I'm not going to retain this information for this level that you played 2 years ago because there's other stuff that I need to hold on to that I'm prioritizing. So, like, you shouldn't beat up your brain when it's not able to retain a lot of, like, information that way and dedicate it to long-term memory, because most people's brains, like, they're doing it, they're dumping that because it's just more effective for your brain to do that and focus on what you currently need to know. Now, there's still a part of it that still lays dormant in your long-term memory, and I do think that, like, I fully believe, especially muscle memory aspects, there's also this concept in bodybuilding as well, the whole idea that, like, once you've built muscle, it's easier to build it back than it is to build it for the first time, just because, like, your body knows what it needs to do metabolically in order to get to that point again, versus, like, doing it completely from zero, having to fire certain, like, neurons for the first time. I think there's even a term for that whole concept. But, like, it is, like, it's difficult to not be hard on yourself again when because you feel that sense memory of, like, I was able to do this at one point, but now it's completely gone. Like, that is the anomaly that I think Zoink possesses above anything else, is his ability to, like, again, pick up Bloodbath, which he hasn't played in a while, and to be able to immediately execute all the Bloodbath code or whatever in his brain. That is probably what is most impressive.
Those are very kind words. Oh, All right, chat. Why did I forget the spike was here? I tried like flying into the center of the portal because I was like, yeah, that feels right. No, there's a huge spike here. Vortex, what are you doing? What? Yo, I didn't even know you could fall down here. 2 years later, and Bloodbath
I
is
do,
still
unfortunately.
I literally clicked on everything. I will sell every single thing I own in my life. I literally clicked this pink orb. Yo, that is lame. I jumped kind of late here, so I thought that I was gonna die to this. So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I know. This is such a crappy death. Like missing that orb press, I've died there quite a bit.
Whatever. And then I actually didn't die, and then I was like, oh wait, now I have to the yellow orb, and then I hit it too late. Oh, that's lame. Whatever. At least we got halfway through the level that attempt. That we'll take that. We'll take what we could get, dude. Oh my God, man.
I do think that's a good mantra for just grinding any geometry dash level is we'll take what we can get. Sometimes that's all you got.
God! All right, bro. This is so cooked. This is literally just so cooked, bro. I thought this would be a fun way to try to rebeat Bloodbath. I'm not even... I can't even get to 40% anymore, dude. Yeah, pretty much anytime I expect myself to beat a level...
No, yeah, for sure. I agree with that sentiment that, like, probably at Zoink's level, he... Like, how much of Bloodbath is muscle memory versus him being able to sight read it since he's just, like, played something leagues above it? Yeah. But I think it's probably a both and situation. Like, I do think that there probably is a few aspects of muscle memory that are helping, even if, like, you're at the level where you're able to, quote unquote, sight read.
Level faster than I actually do, I get mad.
Is it measurable to know, like percentage wise, what percentage is muscle memory and what percentage is just like, oh, you're so good at the game that you can just kind of sight read it now? Probably not. That's probably impossible to put into words. That's so case dependent on how someone's brain works. Like, we would have to frickin' probably x-ray not x-ray the brain, but, like, you know, get like an MRI of the brain and have some genius be like, oh, this part of the, you know, like, that's, we'll never know that for sure. But certainly I think that both things are at play, right?
You know the saying, chat, reality minus expectations equals happiness. I just don't get it. I just don't, like, this really isn't that hard of a timing. I just can't do it. No matter how much practice I do, every time I get there from zero, I don't know what it is with those UFO
Yeah, it makes
flights.
sense.
I just, yo, bro, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Literally, how did I get 71? How did I get 71 earlier when I'm playing like this? I've literally gotten worse in 2 years.
Does he clear?
Oh my God. Oh my, I had a brain fart. For some reason, I didn't click here. Oh my God.
We will find the Zoink gene. Yeah, like, imagine that we just, like, I think we've talked about this before on stream, but we introduced the Zoink gene to the player gene pool, and then suddenly everyone is beating Eternus tomorrow.
I got nervous.
Then what kind of impossible levels will we see next?
Nervous, dude. What? Wow. Might be the first person to ever die there in Bloodbath. I got nervous, I think. Dude, this level is so hard. The Bloodbath is so
I can agree with Fortrox here. Bloodbath is so hard.
Bloodbath is an extreme demon, I think. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, my hand is shaky, bro. No, I was doing so good earlier. What happened? Look, I can't even do the straight fly anymore. Chat, it's GG's. It's GG's, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, revisiting Bloodbath. I was really hoping to beat
Giving
it.
up?
Not gonna happen, bro. So I'm gonna give my thoughts. Dude, Bloodbath is entirely carried by Michigan's part. I'm gonna say it. I think that the whole level's hard, right? But everything I was able to do pretty consistently, no problem, except for Michigan's part. Like, these triple spikes at the beginning were fine. The straight fly was fine, but these ball clicks were really getting me. The UFO, it's just the biggest choke point, man. It is such a choke point. Like, literally every attempt from zero, I could pretty much get through the entire first quarter level, almost every attempt. And then every attempt would rather end at one of these ball clicks, at this UFO, these triple spikes for some reason, or the wave. I feel like this level genuinely is entirely carried by Michigan's part. If you removed Michigan's part from this,
Again, this is like, he did this in one stream day, right? So I feel like, keep this in mind, chat. Like, a lot of this is colored by, like, if you didn't have time to kind of lab consistency and that kind of thing. But I do think this echoes a lot of, like, the common sentiment people have of just Michigan being such a make or break part for the level. And certainly as someone who hasn't even cleared Michigan yet from zero, I understand that sentiment. But I do think that, you know, obviously, if he had, like, the sleep buff, if he had time to be able to specifically practice Michigan over the course of more than just one session, this would probably fix itself. But again, from the perspective of someone coming back and trying to beat Bloodbath in one level, let's be aware that that is the perspective, and that's kind of what he's speaking to. You know, I think it's important.
This level, it's not even like it would move down like 150 spots in the list. I'm dead serious. And people say Crack's part is hard, and yeah, it's hard, but if you're good at ship, it's really not bad. Like, I know towards the end I was fumbling it, but for the most part I did fine with this. Now,
yeah, I think like if he even booted it up like the next day on stream, yeah, he probably clears it. Like because that's the other thing about like what we talked about with like long-term memory and muscle memory that your brain has. All it takes is like, you know, even one day to knock the dust off, and then when you go to sleep, your brain will be like, oh, they woke up that stuff that was in here. I should probably try and reconnect to that. And then like inexplicably, yeah, probably day 2, things are just like a little clearer, a little snappier. The brain's cool like that.
Personally struggle with, but it's fine. Like it's a hard part, but it's definitely nothing like Michigan. And then yeah, this is all difficult. 92, I don't like this. This is a weird thing. And then there's the final part. The final part's Aura. We love that. I would have loved to do the Michigan route, but obviously that didn't happen. Chat, I still had a lot of fun today. I know I seem kind of miserable towards the end, but I'm just mad at myself. I should have been able to beat this today. I should have been able to do it, bro, but it didn't happen. So we ended the day with a 71 to 100 run.
Nah, W Vortrox, that was a good effort for one stream.
Or something like that. I don't know. Today went well. I love Bloodbath. It's still the most Aura level, but holy crap. Do not underestimate Michigan's part. It is the hardest thing ever. Oh my gosh. All right, well, be sure to subscribe. Let me know if I should do revisiting Phobos on the anniversary of when I beat that. And same with Sir Coop and Hell. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, I think this is a great video, chat. What do you think? I think he should. I mean, I think the perspective of a player this is something that we don't get as much in Geometry Dash. I like how he was like talking through it as well. I think that a lot of players, especially ones that haven't beaten the level yet, this is a very valuable perspective. I think for sure he should make more for like Phobos and all that stuff, but also probably more content creators should make videos like this, because I know especially in the GD community, a lot of players like they want that perspective of someone who's beaten it. And it becomes an even more valuable perspective when they come back. And like, again, for example, what we were just talking about a couple of minutes ago, like for Vortrox, he was able to see more clearly how much of a bottleneck Michigan is to the game as someone who has like had to do the whole grind, came back with the skill boost buff, and he's just like, oh, wow, this part is difficult. You know, I do think like, whereas it's not fully indicative of the complete spectrum of what the Bloodbath grind entails, it's still like significant data that probably helps players who are currently on the grind or anticipate doing the grind themselves.
Subscribe. Peace.
All right, cool. Well, W React chat. It's cool that Vortrox revisited Bloodbath. Very good timing since we've been grinding Bloodbath. I'm glad we're able to do that together. Keep suggesting videos for me to react to. And I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye. Oh.